This is Needy and Normal. Welcome. I'm your host, Ashley Levering, mom, wife, and life coach. After years of coaching and learning from my own life, one thing is clear. Meeting your needs is essential for living your best life. Here, we'll talk about your needs and not only learn to accept them, but also tend to them without guilt. Let's get needy because it's normal. Welcome back to Needy and Normal. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for pushing play, especially because today I'm so excited. This guest is so special and so amazing and so fun. I can say lots of things, but of course I can because he's my son, Brock.
Hello.
Welcome to the podcast, buddy.
Hi.
We've been talking about this for a little while.
Yeah.
We thought it'd be kind of fun to get some insight from a 10-year-old kid who, I don't know, has an interesting life, but you also probably, I'll ask you, but it probably feels normal to you. So I've got some fun questions lined up for Brock. And at the end, towards the end of the podcast episode, we will have some fun and we'll put the life coach hat on this kid and see what you come up with. What do you think?
You should get an actual hat.
Oh, you need a real hat?
Should
I write life coach on it?
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That's a good idea. And then we can decide who gets to be the coach.
Yeah.
In the moment.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun. Okay. That's some good ideas. That's one of his many talents is all his ideas. So we're going to have some fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You want to say hello to everybody?
Hello, everybody.
Try again.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Let's start with this. Brock, how old are you?
10 years old.
When's your birthday?
October 1st.
Mm-hmm. And what grade are you in?
4th grade.
I know it's a big question, but overall, what is it like to be a kid these days? What's it like? What's the hardest part? What are the good parts?
How you describe being a kid, is definitely different. It's like some parts are harder, some parts are easier.
Okay, tell me what's harder. Get closer to the mic.
Okay.
What's hard about being a kid today?
I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that I have to worry about, like baseball and golf, all the activities that I have, where you had to like worry about brushing your teeth and ballet and stuff.
Yeah, you're thinking about what I had to deal with versus you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? You're jumping ahead almost because I was going to ask you about team sports because when I was younger, nobody got super serious about sports until they were older. I was a competitive dancer, which Brock knows. But that wasn't until high school, and I didn't really get serious about dancing until even middle school. But nowadays, things start a lot sooner. So let's start with baseball. Brock plays baseball. When did you start?
When I was 2.
When you were 2. Okay, but when you first went on a team, how old were you?
3.
Oh, were you 3?
Yeah, I was 3. T-ball.
T-ball. I think you could officially play when you're 4. But still, that's really young. And when I was growing up and you listening, maybe when you were younger, that was certainly unheard of to start that soon. So technically you've been playing baseball for 6 years, 7 years, and you're only 10.
Mm-hmm.
So what's that like? What's that feel like? Are you happy that it's been that dedicated, or does that part feel hard?
Sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's easy. I've been doing like select baseball for 4 years, so like you have to make the team, and it's definitely more commitment.
Mm-hmm.
And then before that, I had like easy baseball once a week. Like you go and you're like just having fun. Now it's like a lot more serious.
Mm-hmm. What makes it fun? How do you still have fun even though there's more of a commitment and it's more serious?
I don't know. I have friends on the team. It's fun to make friends. It's fun to like make contact with the ball and have like crazy catches and stuff.
Yeah. So it's interesting. So Brock, if you didn't hear, Brock said 4 years. So since he was 6, he's been playing on a select baseball team, which they travel. They play multiple games a week, starting in at the end of April.
Yeah.
All the way through July, and then they take a little bit of a break, but then they have practices in the fall, so they stay fresh.
We only get August off.
Mm-hmm.
Starts in September again.
Mm-hmm. So I know that's different. You know, granted, I grew up not playing baseball or softball per se. I was doing different stuff, and I had a sister. But I do remember my friends weren't really playing serious sports and were busy every weekend and busy on weeknights, and it's kind of a lot. And so I wonder, here's my question for you, and I wonder if your friends who you play baseball with feel the same. But do you ever feel like it's too much, or do you just feel like you need more breaks?
Sometimes it's both.
Okay, what do you mean?
Sometimes it's like, wait, what was the question again? I definitely need breaks.
You definitely need breaks.
And then, like, we have a tournament this weekend. I mean, I have a game tomorrow. I have games next week, like Tuesday and Thursday, I think.
You're pretty busy.
It's just a lot.
We're getting close to bedtime here. I know. Thanks for taking the time, man. I appreciate it. So that's a very big question for a lot of parents and navigating these select sports things. And I wonder if you've heard this. There's this thing that if you don't get in young and keep playing and you start late, then you're too late. And then it's harder to get into it. Have you heard about this? Is that how it is?
Not necessarily, because I started like playing on a golf team pretty late, but even though I've played golf since I was like 3, right?
Yeah, 3.
I've been playing golf since I was 3, and I just got onto a team this year. Doesn't mean I'm not bad at it, but if you like play baseball for fun, like you hit a ball once and you're like, oh, this is fun. And you're like, oh, I'm good at baseball, I want to go onto a team. But then you don't go onto a team for like another 2 years, and you're like, I feel like I suck at this.
You realize you might need a little more practice?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess are you saying it just depends?
Depends, yeah.
Depends, yeah. Does it feel like a lot of pressure, or do you feel like you still get to have fun?
That's another thing where it's like kind of like both, because some instances I have fun, and then it's a lot of pressure when like you're up to bat, the bases are loaded, 2 outs, the bottom of the last inning. It's just a lot.
That's the game, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so where do you find the thrill in it? How do you get your mind in a good place so you have a good attitude and want to give effort?
Most of the time I find that when I'm like up to bat, there's a pitcher that throws like 5 miles an hour. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to crush this. So I go up there with confidence, and then I just drive that ball, and it just makes something.
Yeah, so you just give it your all in that moment. Yeah, I bet that feels good. Well, and then what's that do to your team when you get to play well like that?
I don't know. I'm not them, obviously. I think they I don't know if they're motivated or whatever, but I seriously don't know.
But I think, no, you said that you're probably right. I mean, when you get to see your teammates doing well, it makes you want to do well.
That's true.
Okay. And then you get excited for each other, right?
Yeah.
And then you're having a good time. And then you want to keep playing hard, right? Yeah. I will say one of my favorite things with you playing sports is just being there and watching you play. And it's definitely a community, and all the team families, we kind of become one big family, and that's pretty exciting and fun. But yes, I agree on the demands, because on my end, I'm the one driving you to all these places and lugging around the snacks and making sure we have the chairs. But it's not a long time in the grand scheme of things. If you really think about when you're playing games, it's from, May through July, and it's kind of a marathon, but it's fun. And at the end, you feel accomplished, and we've all been able to come together. And I know your dad loves watching you play baseball on the rare occasions that he's able to come. So let's segue over into what it's like being the kid of a major league broadcaster. What's good about that? What's hard about that?
Kind of hard, because he's never here. But it's fun because, like, you get to go to the games for free. And, like, your friends are like, oh, my God, can you take me to, like, a Brewers game or something? It's fun doing that.
I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, in your words, what does your dad do?
He broadcasts
For?
the Brewers.
Mm-hmm. Is he on TV?
Yes. He is on TV.
And radio?
And radio.
And does he travel?
He does travel a lot.
Mm-hmm.
A lot.
I wish you could see Brock's face. He just had this defeated look. I know. It is a lot. It's hard.
Yeah.
So how do we make the best of it when Dad's gone? And how do we make the best of it when Dad's home?
When Dad's home, we always do a bunch of fun stuff. Go to a game or two. And then when he's not here, we still do some fun stuff. It's just not as much fun stuff because you can't do as much with only one person.
with just Mom
Mm-hmm.
in charge. Yeah, I get kind of stuck trying to do all the things. It's not as easy, but we figure it out. Do you feel like you've had to step up and be more responsible and more helpful when Dad's gone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. I do. I've watched you become a bigger, stronger brother too to your sister. I know she appreciates that. She looks to you. But when Dad's home, he pays a lot of attention to you, doesn't he?
Mm.
Yeah. What did you guys do last time he was in town?
I don't remember. What did we do?
Well, did you guys play some baseball? Did you do some practicing?
Yeah, we did that. We built Legos.
Built Legos? Did you go on a bike ride?
Mm-hmm. Couple.
Couple bike rides? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say when Dad's home, he tries really hard to be present with you and do things with you?
Yeah.
Yeah. He even does laundry, dishes. He helped me make dinner the other night. Yeah. But you get to be a part of the baseball life. So from your experience, what's it like going to the ballpark? Do you think it's the same as other people?
Mm-mm.
What's different?
They have to, like, wait in lines and stuff.
They have to wait in lines. We wait in lines. We go in the concourse and get food and have to wait in lines.
Yeah, but we don't, like, buy tickets, go tailgate, and then go into that long line of 1 trillion people just to get into the stadium.
So you appreciate our perks, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Typically, we don't get tickets. Typically, we have a media credential, and we go in through a special way, right? Mm-hmm. And we get to go into the press box and see where Dad works and be a part of his world and mooch off his food.
Mooch off his food.
But we are good at going into the concourse and getting treats, and we go into the kids zone and we go sit in our seats, or we find seats. We've gotten to know the ushers really well. We'll say, hi, we don't have tickets today. Is there a spot for us? It's different. It's definitely different. Do you ever wish you just could go to a game regular and, wait in the long lines and just be some kid?
I've done that a couple times and it just feels weird.
It feels weird. Well, you're not used to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like when I went with my entire team for baseball, I was like, what are we doing?
Yeah, it's different. We definitely have a different view in our world, and it's helpful because your dad works so much. It's nice to be able to be close to him and come in and be with him when he's at work, when he's in town. And then we travel with him sometimes too. Do you like that part?
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. Where's your favorite place we've been on a road trip with Dad?
Well, you haven't been on many road trips with Dad. It's most of the time it's just me and Dad.
Well, we've been as a family a few times. We've met him out on the road.
Yeah.
Where's your favorite spot?
Like with all of us or just me and him?
How about just you and him?
That was the San Diego and Los Angeles trip. I like that.
Mm-hmm. What was your favorite part?
In Los Angeles, we went to Disneyland, and I went on my first upside-down roller coaster at California Adventure.
Mm-hmm. Did you like it?
It was fun. I was scared at first, but then I did it, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to do that again. And then they have, like, that picture thing where it takes a picture of you at, like, a really fun part. First time I had, like, a really scared face on me, and then I went on again, and I was doing this ridiculous face the whole time, and it was funny.
Dad had a good time. He loves taking you places. And what's cool is, during that road trip, because Brock was with Jeff, just the two of them, you got to sit in the booth pretty much every single game. And what did Dad have you do every single game?
I kept score in the box score.
Mm-hmm. So you learned how to officially score.
I learned how to do that a while ago.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. Yeah, so and then you had a job too. You helped Dad do something before each game.
I interviewed the manager for each game.
Who was the manager?
Pat Murphy.
Pat Murphy. And did Mr. Pat Murphy love it when you interviewed him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then before Craig Counsell went to the Cubs, he loved doing that too.
Yeah, you got to interview Craig Counsell too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. Not a lot of kids can say that, huh? That's pretty special. So then do you realize how unique our life is and the things you get to do, how special they are?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you have to remind yourself to be grateful, or do I remind you to be grateful?
Both.
Both. Yes. Yeah. That's good. I love it. All right. So some of the things I like to do occasionally as a coach and someone who's on Instagram and social media, of course, I'll post some things about our life here and there because it's different, it's unique, it's fun, and some people are curious about it, and it's nice to share. So speaking of social media, what do you know about social media? What do you hear in the 4th grade about Instagram and TikTok and YouTube and all those things? Like, what's your take on all that stuff? What about access? Like, tell me about access. Like, do you have friends?
A lot of kids have TikTok accounts.
Oh, accounts?
Yeah.
At 10 years old?
Yeah, and YouTube accounts and stuff.
And YouTube accounts?
Yeah, they do.
Where they post their own stuff, or they're just looking?
Post their own stuff.
And they're 10?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Do you know anything about Snapchat?
A lot of them have Snapchat. I'm pretty sure every girl has Snapchat.
How? Do they have phones?
A lot of kids have phones.
At 10 years old?
At 10 years old.
Okay, tell my listeners about mine and Dad's rule about...
I can't have phone until 16.
I mean, ideally 16.
Ideally.
But at the soonest...
12.
8th grade.
8th grade. That's 12.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so waiting until 8th grade at a minimum. I mean, Mom and Dad would love for you to wait. What's that feel like to know that possibly you might be later to the phone and social media game?
I feel like I would get, like, made fun of because they'd be like, hey, check your phone for, like, I just posted a new video on TikTok or whatever, and I'm like, oh, wait, I don't have a phone. They're like, oh, too bad.
Mm-hmm. You think you'll feel bad?
Probably. I'm going to ask you sooner, and you know that.
Yeah, you will. But what do you think I'll tell you?
No.
Okay, but to feel like it's okay and come up with something you can say to people or what you can say inside for yourself, how do you get yourself to a place where it's okay? Like, what do I say? Just because?
I really don't care. Like.
Oh. You don't care? You're not going to mind if people are like, but Brock, you don't have a phone? You don't have a TikTok account?
Yeah, that'd be kind of annoying, but I wouldn't care if I didn't have a phone.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How so? Why?
People are addicted to phones. I'm not even kidding.
Mm-hmm.
It's not good.
Mm-hmm. You know the story I told you listening? I told a story on the episode, but I talked about people being addicted to their phones. I told a story about Brock walking next to me in Orange, California. We were at my alma mater where your dad and I graduated from college at Chapman University, and we were walking. Remember, we were about to cross the street to go get lunch with Mimi and Logan.
Yeah.
And Brock looks over. Do you remember this? And you said, Mom, nobody's talking to each other. You remember that?
Yeah.
So you think people are addicted to their phones?
Mm-hmm. And that was like 2 years ago. So like, who knows what happens now?
I know. Well, okay. How many years do you have to wait until the 8th grade?
2 more.
2 more? No.
Yeah.
You're 10.
Yeah.
You're in 4th grade.
Yeah, but I go to 8th grade when I'm 12. 12 to 13.
I thought it was 13.
Okay, so it's...
Hold on. Do some math, man.
4th grade is
You're a good student.
4th grade is 9, 10. 5th grade is 10, 11.
Mm-hmm.
6th grade is 11, 12. 7th is 12, 13.
Right.
And then 8th is 13. Oh, 13, 14, not 12, 13.
You got some time.
Yeah, I got a little bit. 3 years.
What do you think Logan's going to be like when she wants a phone?
Not the same. She'd be... I don't even know. That would not be good because she has this fake phone and she like addicted to it and it's not even working.
Yeah, it's not even working and she's already like, oh my gosh, I have to have my phone. Yeah. It's fine when she's doing pretend, but when there's a real phone, that'll be scary. Mm-hmm. So even if people are being rude and nasty and making jokes, you're going to be like, whatever, man, I don't need a phone. I don't need to be addicted. You're going to have your mind made up about that.
Yes.
That's good. That's solid. I like that.
And I have an iPad. It's not like I don't have complete no access to
that's true.
sell products or whatever.
Mm-hmm. But how much do you get to use your iPad right now?
Not that much.
Not that much. Yeah. Limits are good. And what do I say about other people's rules? If some friend of yours is allowed to do something and I don't let you do it, or that's just not something we do in our family, what do I always say to you?
It doesn't matter.
Just because
other people do stuff doesn't mean we have to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that lesson is be true to ourselves and do what's right for us. Not do things because other people do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Well, while we're talking about being a kid and all the kid things and school and such, Brock's a really good student. Math, is it still your favorite subject?
Yes.
And art?
Mm-hmm. Really good at art.
Yep, you are really good at art. He's a really good cartoonist and a good writer. And he's funny. You do all those funny comics. Is that what those are?
Yeah.
And you play piano. Yeah. You're a really creative person. So tell me about bullying. Is that something hard? Is that something you face?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
What do you do about that?
I try to ignore it. Sometimes it's not that easy, though.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's not that many kids. It's actually only like 2.
What do you think causes someone to feel like they need to bully someone else?
I don't know.
Do you ever feel like bullying someone else? Mm-mm. What stops you from being unkind to people?
I just don't want to get in trouble.
Oh. But do you ever have the urge to be mean?
Sometimes, that I hold back.
And you hold back, so you have self-control. Mm-hmm. Good for you. We talk about bullying sometimes. Have you had to find different ways to deal with it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you can't just be quiet and move on, what are some things you've tried when someone's not being nice to you or really, really bullying you?
I usually just ignore them.
Mm-hmm. It's good. Well, and something I talk about and I teach all the time is where attention goes, energy flows. So if you don't give attention to something, it kind of fizzles out, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So good. Most of the time that works. All right. I got one more question for you. What else do you think is important for adults to know about kids like you? Or just what should adults know about being 10?
We do not like being yelled at. So, if you're a parent, do not yell at your children.
What happens when you get yelled at?
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
No.
It doesn't make you want to do things, huh?
Mm-mm.
Thank you for being honest. Do you want to say anything else about that?
No.
All right. Well, on the other side of bullies, which we don't love, and that's a bummer that that's still happening. But your your school does a good job of talking about that and teaching ways to notice it or stop it. Right? There's like a no tolerance of that. Supposed to be, right? So then tell me about the other side, the kids that you make friends with. What kind of person is a good friend for you? What do you look for in a good friend?
One that listens to me.
Oh, I like that too. What do you like your friends to know? What do you like to tell them?
I don't know, it depends, but like, it's just nice to have them listen.
When you tell them your ideas?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you telling them a story?
Yeah.
Anytime.
Yeah, and they're not like interrupting me the whole time.
That's important. You want to be listened to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Anything else you look for in a friend?
They have to not make fun of my height. A lot of people make fun of my height.
A lot of people make fun of your height. Ugh, so sorry. Your dad and I are not a tall people.
I'm not that short.
No, you're really not that short. Well, you handle that with grace, too. You kind of roll it off.
Yeah.
Or you even told me that you kind of own it. You're like, yep, I'm short.
Mm-hmm.
And?
And?
You taught Logan. So Logan's having some trouble with girls being kind of not so nice. And what did you teach her last night? We stopped to go get ice cream, and Logan's had problems with one particular girl. And what did you tell her to say?
If like somebody's being mean to you, when they're done, you're gonna say, what else?
And
then if they keep saying it, then you're gonna say, what else? And then when they're finally done, you're gonna say, why'd you say all that? And if they don't have a reason, it means they're just saying stuff for fun.
Okay. Try and catch them in their silliness. I like it. You feel like you're looking out for your sister more now as you're getting older? Yeah, that's cool. They say goodnight to each other before they go to bed now rather than fight until I separate them and make them go to bed.
We still do that.
You still do that too. But it is really nice when you come in and say goodnight to her.
Yeah.
All right, now we're going to have some fun. We're going to make Brock the life coach for a minute and see what he comes up with. So we're going to be kid life coach. Huh?
Imaginary hat.
Oh, yeah, we're putting on the hat. Okay, so here I'm pretending to put on the life coach hat for Brock. Boop. Boop. All right, here's your first scenario. You ready? Okay, you're the life coach with all the clients, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Pretend you have a client who is about to move to a new state and they're really nervous. How would you guide them into being okay with accepting the move?
I'm not an adult. I do not. I don't know.
Let's say it's another kid who's about to move to another state. How would you help them be okay? Encourage them to be okay with the move.
I mean, honestly.
You need to talk into the mic.
They're gonna make friends. It's not like they're leaving everything they have behind. You're gonna take some stuff. And sure, it's sad leaving some stuff behind, but you can always remember it.
Okay, so you would tell them all the things that they get to savor, the things that they'll always have, and that they're gonna make new friends, no matter what.
Yeah, and then they can FaceTime their old friends too. Unless you have Android. So.
Good point. But you're saying you can stay connected to the people who matter and keep your memories.
Yes.
That makes sense. I had to do that. When I was just a little younger than you, I had to move. And that's exactly what I did, except we didn't have FaceTime back then because I'm old, aren't I?
Not that old.
Oh, thank you, honey. All right, here's your next scenario. You ready, life coach Brock? Pretend you have a client who just lied to their spouse. You know what a spouse is? A husband or a wife.
Oh, yeah.
Someone you're married to.
Who lied?
Okay, so pretend you have a client who just lied to their spouse because they were afraid to tell them the truth. Because they were afraid that it would hurt their feelings? How do you encourage them to be honest even when it's hard?
Honestly, suck it up and tell the truth. But I'm not going to say that.
Why not?
I don't want them to, like, fire me.
You know what, though? You know what? Some of my clients hire me because I don't sugarcoat. I do give it to them real. I'm very direct. That's how I parent, too. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. How could you you're going to tell them suck it up and tell the truth? Because what? If you don't tell the truth, what happens?
They're going to find out somehow, and then it might be bad enough they might, like, get divorced or whatever.
Oh, gosh. That's a scary scenario. All right. Worst case.
It depends how bad it is.
Okay, truth. All right, truth. Okay, so what if it's the wife was driving home and she got a speeding ticket and she didn't tell her husband because she was afraid he would be mad?
You do that.
I do that?
Yeah.
I've not gotten a speeding ticket in a long time. It was just an idea.
Okay,
but I can't lie to Daddy. I don't know how. I tell him too much. I'm overshare. I'm not a good example.
That's not that bad.
That's not that bad?
If you get a speeding ticket, you're like, okay, I'll try to be slower. It's not like you just found out that you're secretly pregnant or something.
Oh my God. I never know what's going to come out of your mouth sometimes. Okay, that would be scandalous.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. But regardless of how bad it is, just tell the truth. Yeah. What was that? Suck it up and tell the truth? Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. Good. I like it. I mean, I think I might have told a client that before. Maybe in a nicer way. Like, hey, I know it's hard, but the truth will set you free or something like that. Mm-hmm. All right, last one. You ready? Mm-hmm. You have a client who just lost their dog. Their dog died and went to heaven. Mm-hmm. How would you encourage them to be okay and move forward even with the loss of this pet they love so much?
I mean, if you really love them, you're always going to remember them and, like, how much you love them and stuff. And if it's, like, really, really bad, like your emotional support pet, you can honestly get another one and then remember the old one. But I would wait a little bit to, like, get over the loss. And then you would be able to get another one.
Yeah, okay.
But they're really expensive, so I feel like you'd have to save up.
Yeah, probably. But would you tell someone to hurry up and get over it and don't be sad?
No, I wouldn't.
What would you say?
I would try to, like, use them and to try to be okay with what happened. Mm-hmm. It's just life.
That's just life. But that it's okay if you're sad. That your feelings are important. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What feelings are you having right now? Are you ready to go to bed?
Yeah. What time is it? It's only 9:16.
Oh my gosh, 9:16. What time do you usually go to bed? You remember? I mean, do you know what? You know.
I don't want to leak that. It's kind of early.
You don't want to give it away that you actually go to bed before 9 p.m. Typically. You're so funny. All right. Well, Mr. Cool Kid.
What?
Any last thoughts? Anything you want to share before we're all done tonight?
Keep listening to my mom's podcast. They're good.
Thanks, buddy. Mm-hmm. I didn't even ask you to say that.
I haven't even listened to them.
But they're so good, right?
Yeah.
They are good. Keep listening. He's right. Will you come and do this with me again?
Yes.
Will you at least do like a commercial for me?
Commercial?
Yeah.
You do commercials?
Well, I do my own commercials because you know who supports the Needy Normal podcast?
Jeffrey Bezos? I don't know.
ABL Life Coaching.
That's your company.
Well, that's my company.
Oh.
I sponsor my own podcast right now. But if there are any sponsors out there who want to be a part of the podcast, let me know. All right, Brock, give me your best. This episode is sponsored by ABL Life Coaching.
This episode is sponsored by ABL Life Coaching. Bum, 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 bum.
Oh, you can't do that. That's somebody else's.
Yeah.
You're hilarious. All right. You heard him.
No, it's...
What?
The We Are Formers bum, 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 bum.
Oh, okay.
I did bum, 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 bum.
Oh.
It's different.
I get my own bum bums.
It's bum, bum.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Well, you heard him. Keep listening. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Did you have fun?
Yes.
Was this cool to be on Mom's podcast? Do you feel famous now?
No.
A little bit?
No.
Do you know when Dad was on the podcast, I asked him the question, who's more of a celebrity, you or me? And he started laughing.
He started laughing. That's kind of rude.
I know, but I said it on purpose just to be funny. You know, because we know it's me. Did you just burp?
Yes.
God bless you. All right, we're going to go. Say goodnight to this kid.
Good night.
Thanks for listening.
Wait, I am the kid.
You're the kid.
I'm the kid.
Say goodnight, Kevin.
Good night, Kevin.
Good night, Kevin. All right. On that note.
Guy named Kevin watching.
Hi, Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
All right, we're getting silly. Thank you so much for listening. Buddy, thanks for doing this with me.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. You want to say bye, everybody?
Bye, everybody.
Thank you so much for listening to the Needy and Normal podcast today. If you liked this episode, please share it with a friend, rate and review, and follow the show so you don't miss the next episode. Guests come on every 4th episode. That's the season I'm in. And if you ever are interested in being a guest, let me know. In the meantime, if you're curious about coaching together, visit ablifecoaching.com and follow Needy and Normal Pod on Instagram and ABL Life Coaching on Instagram as well. And don't forget, your needs matter because you matter. Take care.